Welcome to the Ringiverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinker of things. We are Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You've got questions, he's got answers. Oh man, Van, he the receding resurgent hairline, Coke, Baby Chuck, 24 karat clothes. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. First of all, before we get into the podcast, shout out to everybody at American Cinematheque podcast, Blade situation. We showed Blade. The people came out as they do for the Midnight Boys. We had a lot of fun.
Great.
Blade actually is. I always thought it was a great movie. Seeing it on a big screen for the first time, I'm like, oh, this shit still fucking is.
Yeah.
Seeing it in a group of people, man, and every time Blade had an iconic line, everybody's clapping, everybody's cheering.
But
Standing Uphill really brought the house down.
Yeah, that was the moment where motherfuckers was cheering. They're like, fuck. But also there was one line, I lost it, where what's his face? Frost. When he looks at Blade's sister, he looks at Blade's mom, and he's like, yeah, sister. I was like, shit, I forgot.
By the way, the movie campier than you remember.
Yeah. When they
fun
threw
way.
that little girl through that hot dog cart, I lost my
But
mind.
also the martial arts, I was realizing, I was just like, oh, they was really doing some.
Oh, no,
Wesley was really doing that.
Yeah.
The scene there at the end of the fight where like they're kicking at each
They're
other, but they're
exchanging
not
kicks.
They're not touching. It was great, man. We had a blast.
Follow us on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Save Jomi's job. Jomi?
Guys, they're aggregating us now.
You
We're
like
made
that?
it.
Yeah.
Who's
We've
aggravating
made
us?
it. Steve sent me this post of us having the conversation about who's the number one wrestler turned actor, and like we didn't break that out, but somebody out there in
Yeah.
the ether
And you know
thought
how
it was
we're
interesting
big
enough.
because we don't even get a tag.
We didn't get a tag or nothing.
The
They
conversation
just
is most important.
they just said, "Boom, here y'all go. Here's 1 million views, free, a charge. Appreciate y'all, but hey, for real though, next time, stop playing on our name. We at least got to get a tag or something. What you're not gonna do is use us for free clout. That's crazy.
So they put our video up, but they didn't tag us.
Didn't tag us or
tag us.
nothing.
Was the Midnight Boys thing in was the
It was in a couple shots.
you
Yeah.
can see it?
Yeah.
So you guys probably need Midnight
We gotta
Boys
have like
stickers
branding
and shit
everywhere,
and stuff
name
like
tags.
that.
Yeah, just on our
Good.
foreheads.
Appreciate you guys. All right, we're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art episode on youtube.com/@Ringiverse. And also on Spotify. This week, the House of Art dropped their Alien Earth deep dive, which there's a lot to deep dive in this. This is one of the most deep diveable shows that I've seen, man.
Mm-hmm.
This show is very deep.
There's a lot of shit going on. I'm like, oh, by the fourth episode, I was like, what the fuck is
Right.
We got to
Right.
think.
And, well, it's not even about having to think, you son of a bitch.
But
It's not even about having to think. It's about the fact that the show is every scene is very, very. Think about. Give me another show. You know what? We talk about Game of Thrones.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
we got to put you can't have the phone out. There's no second string experience.
Yeah.
You got to be like,
It's because there's so many characters, but also I'm like, all right, so this one's synthetic, and this motherfucker's a cyborg, and these the fucking children in the fucking robot. Like, I'm like, wait, who these motherfuckers?
Do you know what happened to me in Game of Thrones one time? It was. Do you remember when Ramsay Bolton was acting like he was a good guy at first?
right.
Yeah.
So we were watching the show, and I fell off in some kind of way. And when I came back, Ramsay was having what's Theon?
Theon Greyjoy. Yeah.
He was having his
Reek.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, he's Dweenie.
his weenie cut off.
Mhm.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because like I guess that was either a couple of episodes where he was torturing him or
Yes.
whatever. And I either had missed something was going on. I was behind or whatever. And the next time I saw him, he was the worst person in the world when he had tried to help him escape at first. And I was like, what the
That was a
fuck is
moment
this
with the
fucking
show
shit?
where I was like, all right, y'all niggas doing too much.
Who
Like,
did you-
I was like, this is y'all.
Who'd you guys hate more, Bolton or Joffrey?
So this is interesting. I posted this on Twitter some time ago, and everybody feels so strongly about either guy.
I think Ramsay easy.
Ramsay.
Because I am more fearful of like a villain that's super, super fucking smart and could get shit done. Joffrey was an idiot who had power and was essentially just utilizing it, but he was an idiot. Like Ramsay, I was like, there was points where I'm like, I don't know if they could beat this motherfucker.
If
Like,
anything, Joffrey just made me hate the people around him for
Yes.
not smacking him.
That is why Joffrey to me was worse.
Mm.
And Ramsay was definitely more dangerous.
Absolutely.
Sure.
That's not
Absolutely.
even close.
Yeah.
Ramsay was definitely more dangerous Because Ramsey was a dog with them hands.
With his
Ramsey was
dogs.
smart. With the dogs, Ramsey was ruthless.
I didn't even think Jon Snow. I was worried Jon Snow couldn't eat. I'm
If
like,
he didn't have it.
because Jon Snow wasn't the smartest tool in the shed. I'm like, this motherfucker about to run circles around.
I would disagree. I feel like Jon Snow at every point was like, "Hey guys, here's what we should do," and people would go, "No, Jon, here's what we're gonna do," and then Jon would be proven right again and
That's
again.
wrong.
Oh
and
no,
again.
Jon
That's
Snow
wrong.
literally fell into the trap
yeah,
at the
I
Battle
don't
of the
know,
Bastards.
man.
Literally,
that's not.
his sister had to save him.
Yeah, like John
I don't
was
know,
about
man.
to. John was about to die out there with that big ass sword, and like
He thought he
his
could
sister-
literally take on a
if-
whole army, which to
by
his
the way-
credit,
by the
I mean,
way,
he already died. He's all right, man. Whatever. I'm gonna
once
die
again,
again.
once again, you know why he died?
Why'd he die?
Because he didn't see the shit coming.
Yeah.
They outflanked. What are you talking
They
about?
outflanked
They
him, yeah.
outflanked him. He didn't see the shit. I'm not saying he was stupid. I'm saying
No.
that like he wasn't. It wasn't up here.
If we're gonna be
yeah,
honest,
he
I
was with his
blame-
heart, not his head.
I blame the genocide of all the Westerosies, his girl, his
Westerosies.
aunt or whatever, burning these motherfuckers on him. I'm like, he saw it.
That's-
He was
that's-
like, "Ugh," like,
That's
Like
a
that,
bridge too far.
you know, John was still that wasn't his thing. He was a leader of men, and he made decisions that were based in ethics,
yes.
which
Right.
is why you can get behind him. But the reason why I think that it's Joffrey is because nothing's scarier to me than the all-powerful idiot that's protected by the power structure underneath him.
Mhm.
Just the dude that could do whatever he wants and never has any fucking consequences, right? He was just a big child that could break whatever he wanted to break, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that to me, always, and his cruelty, the fact that there was no consequence for his cruelty until he gets taken out eventually, that was just chilling to me. Like, like a fucking Wall Street fucking coked up banker who can do whatever he want, hurt people and whatever, and then nothing ever happens to him.
Mhm.
Like, what they say Barron Trump does.
Do you,
Yeah, we
here's
wouldn't
the
know
thing, do you
anything about
think that the Joffrey of it all, we would be like, oh, this is too cartoonish because it would just remind us of our world now. Where we're just like, yeah, just a child in office just destroying shit and nobody below him being able to
there's
I
so
thi-
many Joffreys. Joffrey was just kind of around there doing that, but like his cruelty and the fact that he was actually inbred crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
is inbred crazy, different crazy. y'all.
It's got to be. It's gotta
Inbred
be.
crazy. I know inbred crazy. Inbred crazy, different crazy. I've seen you go to school with them in Louisiana. You see some of them every now and again.
Oh.
Like somebody going crazy, they throwing stuff, hitting people with pencils, stabbing them. You know the protractor. Okay, tell you straight. There was a kid that took that protractor. You know that protractor?
Oh, fuck.
He stabbed somebody with the protractor.
Jesus.
wait, what?
Mm,
In what grade?
This was maybe like 6th or 7th grade. So it had to be 7th.
right.
Took the protractor, stabbed somebody with the protractor, blood everywhere. I told my daddy about that. My daddy goes, yeah, his parents are cousins. So when they do that, my daddy said, rest in peace to dad. He said, you ever seen a deer with fucked up antlers?
Oh, right. All right, let's get to the show, bro. We
Wait a
doing too
second.
much. Let's get to the
I
show.
gotta tell
That's
the story.
crazy.
A true
gotta
outdoorsman.
tell
That's
this
the
story.
metaphor that he goes for.
I gotta tell this story. My daddy said, you ever see a deer with fucked up antlers? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, son, the antlers of the deer get fucked up sometimes because if you over harvest the land or if you fuck the land up with building roads and stuff,
Mhm.
Right.
then you'll push all the deer into one area and then those deer will inbreed and they'll fuck the racks up. You'll get a deer with fucking 4 points over here and 1 point over here. You'll get a spike and like whatever, nubs, fucked up racks, all kinds of stuff. It's like that's inbreeding. And he was like, well, that happens to people too.
I mean,
And he was like, you can't see, but his rack fucked up.
it's a crude but accurate metaphor.
It works.
This is so
Unfortunately, it works.
That's
tough.
Did the whole town know that his
No.
parents were cousins?
No, they didn't know. And this was funny. They didn't know at all. And that was the funnier part of it because he would tell me something like that and he'll be like, now look, you keep that to your fucking self. Don't run around here telling everybody that this boy's right. It's like,
He just tells you those horrible stuff.
Yo.
I don't say that to anybody.
he was like, I don't want to get no teasing. I don't wanna get no
It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Next time he was at school, he was looking at him.
You look different. You can't look at him
Well,
the same
shit,
no more.
I didn't see him again. Like they kicked him out of school. He was done.
Oh,
yeah, he
man.
stabbed him with a
Well,
protractor.
you see him around the neighborhood every once and again, but he took the protractor and just stabbed somebody in the leg with the protractor. They thought they hit the artery in the leg. It was very, very
God.
fucked up. It's very fucked
Like
up. when this
squirting
happened.
blood, motherfuckers like, whoa.
Well, I didn't see that. The only thing that I saw, I didn't see the part where the blood would have squirted. The only thing that I saw was by the time it was kind of calming down and they had him pinned to the lockers and he was doing like this. I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening
Oh,
here?
Jesus
no.
Christ.
Anyway.
Racks all messed
All
up,
right.
man.
Fucked up racks. We're going to start using that.
Fucked up racks?
Fucked up racks. Some of these people got fucked up racks, man.
Racks.
Today, House of Horrors.
Oh yeah, we're still a program reminders. My bad.
This nigga said fucked up rack. Bro. Get through programming reminders, bro.
We just started. This is great.
On today's show, we're doing Alien Earth. We're doing Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Peacemaker's for the warning. Steve. We're getting ready to talk about
Peacemaker.
Hey, it's an alien!
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. Okay. Peacemaker episode 2 reactions. We're going to get into it really quickly. Honestly, guys, this was kind of a catch a breather episode of Peacemaker. We're going to give you probably a little bit more of a denser recap on Alien Earth. But before we do any of those, we got to do the Midnight Manifest, Chuck.
All right. Your Midnight Manifest for Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2, A Bird is Only as Good as His Bird, directed by Greg Mottola, written by James Gunn. In a flashback, we see the moment Rick Flag Sr. is appointed as the head of Argus, and thus has the clearance to learn that Peacemaker killed his son. Flag puts Bordeaux and Economos in charge of monitoring Peacemaker, and thus the father's long-term revenge mission. In the present, our Peacemaker has to get rid of the alternate universe Peacemaker that he killed in the previous episode. Chris ropes in Vigilante to help him dispose of the body, but Adebayo informs Chris that he's being monitored by Argus and shouldn't use his father's dimensional portal anymore. Langston Fleury, or Tim Meadows, is partnered with Economos to monitor Peacemaker. In the episode's big set piece, Eagly defends Peacemaker's home from Argus when they decide to do a sweep, and after a difficult conversation with Harcourt, Peacemaker decides to go live in the better dimension. That has been your very, very short Midnight Manifest for Peacemaker. So my question to you, Vin, you kind of already teased it a little bit. This was more of a like breather episode. I think the pilot, or not the pilot, the first episode, introducing us to this world, making it clear how connected this is to Superman and the current DCU. Do you feel like maybe that was the smartest choice to make the second episode seem so much more like a, all right, let's catch our breath? I was almost like, oh, this is slowed down.
Well, I never like it when shows do this. I never like it when shows end on this gigantic thing and then let's get you back into the world. I would rather a little bit more adrenaline than the show after that sort of get us back or connect us back to the characters or take a breather as you'd say. Not a bad episode of television. I enjoyed it. There's one part of it I didn't enjoy. When there's not much going on, or when it's just, litigating the characters' relationships, is when James Gunn is at his worst to me.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Because some of the stuff, it's like, look, I could have a conversation. We could have a very, very, very controversial conversation about certain directors that were better filmmakers where certain monsters were working with them, right? And how there's a couple of guys out there that, like, honestly, just overwrite scenes because people that they worked for that were terrible, terrible people in the past could edit them and stop them from doing stuff. But, like, there are a couple of times in this second episode where I wish there was somebody who had the clout to be able to tell James Gunn that it's not all about the next line. That it's not that, the guy's got bird blindness, cool. It's a funny thing, right? But like that whole thing, if you're not rolling over the floor laughing at some of these scenes, then some of these scenes kind of don't work. And in an episode where it's more just people talking, because remember, James Gunn does two things well. He does people talking into great action, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, when the Guardians all meet each other, it's all of this funny banter that gets you into the escape scene.
Mhm.
That gets you into all of this, the things that happen in the movie. There's always something, but in this one, there's none of that. So there were times where the episode annoyed me.
Right. It's kind of James Gunn wheel spins in the most annoying way possible to me, where he finds a thing that he feels is very funny, and I can tell because he leans into it very much. And the bird blindness thing is, but like this was actually kind of indicative of like late stage Peacemaker season 1 for me, when people will just be arguing in a van for 5 minutes, thinking that it's like some kind of like riff on a like somebody's name, or an argument that's like, juvenile and supposed to be fun, but I'm like, okay, we can like actually have a meaningful like plot development.
But
here.
some of that worked.
It does.
The reason why some of that worked during that season was because they would be talking about their plan.
Yeah, or they're literally like building something as they're arguing.
Right, and then Peacemaker would say or do something stupid. In this episode, it's really just more about like catching up to where everybody is and all of that stuff. And so there's not as much meat on the bone here. So all of that other stuff really stuck out to me. I was like, stop it and let's get to something.
I mean, also, everything they were kind of showing us about the characters, I felt that they had already covered in the first episode, where it was like they were giving us more depth. But to your point, it was just like, I don't know if I need to see Harcourt yelling at somebody in the pharmacy because she's like tripping about everything that's happened. I'm just like, no, I get
Yeah, we saw that.
We saw
episode.
like Adebayo like arguing with her girlfriend and all that shit. I'm just like, no, I get that she's on the outs.
Mhm.
That is not the most interesting thing that's happening in this season to me. But I also think that something I've been wondering is this too much for one man to write in such a contained amount of time? Where you think about, like, he wrote all of Superman and directed it. I'm almost positive he wrote all 8 episodes of Peacemaker, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so that's 8 hours of television and then a 2-hour movie. Most people, like, there's going to be some slippage. And in this, I was like, oh, you're just kind of hitting the same comedic beats and the same narrative, pulling on the same narrative strings over and over again.
It's the same guy. This is like what he does, though. This is like he's playing to his strengths. But then again, when you're making the movie and then you watch how many episodes? 2 episodes. Yeah, it's the same guy. He does. I'm not going to sit here and say James Gunn is a one-trick pony. I don't think that's fair. But it's like listening to a Drake over the years. Like, it's going to start to all flow together. It's all going to sound the same. When you watch the movie and you watch the show written by the same guy who does the same things a lot of the time, it's always going to feel very similar. So I can see why you'd be like, all right, bro, we've seen this before.
Do you feel like the material is stretched a tad too thin, though? Because I think I can, like, not to like project and see where we know the show's going, but like, obviously there's a propulsive force here. This ends at a very good, interesting beat where, okay, he's living in the new alternate dimension. This is probably going to, like, either blow up in his face or he's going to like something and keep wanting to stay or come back. That indulgence is going to come back and propel the plot forward. But in a way where he doesn't exactly know what to do in the margins, that seems to be a bigger weakness, at least in the second episode. And it could get long in the tooth if this is the rest of the season.
I think maybe let me try to throw James some bail here.
Well, we're going to talk. There are positives about the episode.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of just like talking about like wheel spinning, whatever, I think we go in episode 1 and we understand like kind of what the issues of these characters are. Chris Smith is like, this life sucks. I don't want to be here. Rick Flag Sr. is like, this guy killed my son, but I got to find something to get on him. Adebayo wants something more for her life that isn't taking orders from somebody. And Harcourt wants to find purpose other than being like a killer or whatever. And I think this episode kind of like cements that for the folks. John Cena comes in. He's like, you know what? I can't use this portal. I'm going to try and live my life past that. Oh, actually, it's actually worse than I thought. I might have to go back to other life. Adebayo comes to her place and she's like, the girl, her ex is like, yo, like she says I love you, and her ex is like sighs, right? Like that's done, that's over with. Rick Flag Sr., we find out like he knows exactly like what happened to his son, Rick Flag Jr., and what propels him to watch Chris Smith. I think this particular episode just like we figured like we knew what these characters were doing, like we had an idea, but now they're on the track. Now they're like fully on their way to do whatever it is that their motivations are this season. And so, you know, over
Are
the
they going
next
to do
6
the Back to the
episodes,
Future thing?
we'll see.
Where it's like we learn how fucked up everybody's life is in the past. So whether like, or in the present, so whether they go to the past or they go to the future, that like
Things always line up the same.
yeah, or
kind
you're
of
going
thing.
to see like how Harcourt's life changed or Adebayo's life. And James Gunn was using this episode to be like, I gotta actually like show you on screen everything that's happened. So when he goes to the other universe and you see Adebayo, you're just like, oh, maybe she's with someone and they're happy, blah, 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 blah. It's the complete opposite. Just try to show you the differences between the universe.
Maybe, probably, at least as a plot device early on. I think what I'm looking at is the evolution of Peacemaker as what he's going to be. Which, when you think about it, the first episode was kind of us re-indulging into like what the character actually is. Remember, he's talking to Maxwell Lord, and it's almost as if James Gunn was saying through Maxwell Lord's character, don't forget everything that this guy has done. I know that he's funny. I know that he's silly. I know that you see him as John Cena, but I want you to remember, in the Suicide Squad, this guy was an asshole killer who used violence indiscriminately to achieve a goal, right? And as we're watching him go through all of these things, I think James Gunn wants you to stay with that tension and then make this alternate universe the actual thing that makes Peacemaker into a character that is a hero that we can have some sort of affinity for and make us forgive him for his past. Whatever's going to happen there, whatever decisions he's going to make there, however this is going to affect him, this will be the final metamorphosis of that character into a heroic, vulnerable, relatable character.
Well, he literally like killed himself, and he had to like burn his old self in the beginning of this episode. Like maybe there's like something to that. To your point, this is like becomes a different Peacemaker.
Did I mishear? Because it was like also the thing that is always part of these like alternate universe stories is I didn't his dad, when like he goes to the other universe, is like, are you back on those pills or something like that? Or is like Chris back on, like I was just like, oh, so is what this is leading to being like, oh, on the surface, this is a perfect world, but there is something in Chris and Peacemaker throughout all of these universes that is the same. Like there is something, whether it's the pain, whether it's the way his racist father is raising him, there's a connective tissue.
The dead Peacemaker asks no questions before he starts trying to kill our Peacemaker. He doesn't do what heroes do in that situation, is point the gun and go, who are you? What are you? He screams at what he is and then starts trying to kill him. So the kill that is made from our Peacemaker to the alternate deceased Peacemaker is a righteous kill for all intents and purposes. It's a defensive, it's a self-defense accident type of killing. So even though it still ends in this violence that the character is very familiar with, it almost was from a vulnerable standpoint, which is what they're trying to do with this season. Make the character vulnerable and accessible. He'll be a walking open wound in this new universe. Gonna see his dad, a loving version of his dad, a loving version of his brother. Maybe we'll figure out what they think of him, actually, to your point. Maybe we'll figure out that he, the Peacemaker that died was actually more like the older Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad than we thought he was. And maybe he won't want to be that guy. Maybe he'll change things and things will be different, and he'll realize that who he is and everything that's made him is better served in his actual reality than going to try to be something else.
No, I mean, it's always going to end up with like the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Maybe.
And so even though like this life seems perfect, there's something underneath it that just isn't
Yeah.
worth it. It's ultimately it's going to be better served him being with the universe that he's originally from.
Did you guys expect a more when I was in the theater when I saw Superman, Peacemaker got like he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, are people cheering because he's Peacemaker, or are people cheering because that's John Cena and people love John Cena? And after the first episode, I think I heard a lot about like just the ties to the DCU, but I was like, do you think that in these 2 episodes, James Gunn has done enough to keep the momentum from Superman going, of people being like, yeah, this is like the next chapter in the DCU? Because the first episode made me feel like that, and then the second episode made me feel like, oh no, this is just another season of Peacemaker.
I think he did that on purpose. I don't think that you want the momentum from Superman to carry out through this entire show, because you want a distinct exploration of this character in this world. So I think he reminded people in the first episode, which is probably why this one felt like a little bit more of a pause, because he was regrounding us. He reminded people in the first episode that all this takes place in this world. And then in the second episode, it was like, this is their story.
Yeah.
Not the story of what happens with the Justice Gang or what happens with Superman or whatever. This is their story. So let's reorient it to their story. And it was kind of jarring. It was a good episode, but kind of an episode where things take place but don't really happen. I'll say something else. I did not like Tim Meadows' character that much.
I don't think you're supposed to. But
I know
what you mean.
I wasn't like, oh my God, he's so funny and all of that stuff. Didn't quite work for me in this episode, which I think that if it would have probably worked better, I love Tim Meadows, but if it would have probably worked better, maybe I do love Tim Meadows.
But I know bird blindness wasn't working for you.
The bird blindness shit, like I was like,
that was enough.
I'm gonna be real, because I felt this way when I saw James Gunn at the panel, where I'm like, you think you are the funniest person on the and here's the thing, he can write very humorous dialogue, but there is a moment, to your point earlier, where I'm just like, even the best comedians have editors. You know, there's a Jerry Seinfeld, there's a Larry David, there's someone who is like in your orbit who might not be the guy on camera, who's just like, hey, we can, and I could tell that this was all written by one man. Like, I was just like, yeah. Like, nobody told you this shit was whack?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know that it was whack. I just think,
the bird blindness shit was a little whack.
It's not even that it's whack. It's just like, it was just kind of corny.
Well, it's only made corny because they keep leaning in. It's the fact that, like, okay, that's a funny one-off thing that you don't mention again, or maybe it comes back far off in the distance as a callback. But
it's a funny idea that.
But like, you don't need to lean into it for 5 minutes.
They belabored a little bit. But look, once again, it's funny being in a situation with the podcast where we go through every episode of a show and then we react to it, right? Because there's every episode of a show and then there is the whole show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that the narrative ground that's being laid in this show could make for something that's really awesome. But to Charles's point, stuff is going to have to happen. We're going to have to be in traction. We're going to have dramatic stakes. We can't just fuck around and joke our way through 6 more episodes. And if they try to do that, the season's going to end up being a failure.
Here's the thing. I don't think that they're going to do that. And like, you know me, like, I'll be the first to be like, fuck this shit. I didn't feel that this episode was bad. Like, I was just like, oh, this is just like a middle of the road episode of a sitcom where it's just like, I wasn't mad at it. I was like, cool, but I was like, nothing happened. And I'm just like, that's the thing that we're always going to have to balance, where it's just like, you have these comedic elements of the show, but like the dumb thing that like comic book writers and artists always complain that editors tell them is just like, hey, yo, Batman got to punch a motherfucker at one point in this comic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there is a level of like a promise where it's like, we can get deep, we can have jokes, we can get emotional, but at some point, some comic book shit got to kind of like, that world has to happen. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be like.
And we're slightly, if we're being honest, we're slightly more interested in the alternate reality than we are in the one that we spent the whole season with now.
Yeah.
Where a lot of things seem resolved, where nothing is really surprising. We kind of want to know, we kind of wanted to go back there a little bit and see how things were going to shake out. And we didn't towards the end. The scene with her and the lady in the the pharmacy like literally made me mad.
That was a moment where I was like,
it's annoying. I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but it was I do get it, and maybe it was a clear out for a hardcore. But I was yelling at that lady at the screen like, "You're talking to the wrong person." Like that lady right there, or maybe there was something more to be gleaned from that. Maybe we were supposed to come away from that scene feeling like Harcourt is more like the woman that the lady is actually explaining.
Sure.
Like or maybe she's not as calloused over as we think that she is, but it was just annoyed me for, and everything went on
It's just a hair too long.
beat and a half too long.
Yeah. That's my number one problem when it comes to like if James Gunn ever annoys me, it's for that reason.
it was like there was even a point like I like Vigilante. I think he's funny. He's a perfect example of a character where I'm just like, yo, just sprinkle.
I wanted
Like,
more of him. I don't think
You
we've
need
gotten
more of him.
enough.
Need more of them. Everybody
I don't think we've gotten enough.
Everybody else is so sad and so dour, and like every joke is like, "Oh man, my life sucks." Da, da, da. And Vigilante's life sucked too, but at least he looked like
But
he's on the
Vigilante
bright
pops
side,
up as
man.
like Scrappy Doo for me. I'm like, all right.
All right, respect.
Why do you play on Scrappy
I
Doo?
don't think there's been
Scrappy
enough.
Doo sucks.
Scrappy Doo sucks.
Scrappy
not
Doo sucks. No,
suck.
you like Scrappy Doo?
Yeah,
I don't mind Scrappy Doo.
That explains so much. You're a Scrappy Doo savior. You stand for
I don't
Scrappy
stand
Doo.
Scrappy Doo. I don't know. He's overhated.
Nah,
Why don't you just stand by it? You
I
like
don't
that nigga.
You
I
can
don't
stand
know.
on it, Steve.
I could like Scrappy Doo. Yeah.
I've never
Scrappy
heard
Doo's
this
number
take
one
before.
shooter.
I've never heard anyone say
I
this.
mean, can I be
one-
honest with you? I don't mind him either.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Ah,
All right, man.
man.
Who doesn't
being
have a
for
cousin
real.
that's a little fucked up that you
Oh,
don't
I've
like?
I've
disgusted
always
right
liked
now.
him.
All right, man.
I've always liked him.
What?
I've always liked him. I tell you why, man.
Because Scrappy's about that action. First of all,
he's like a he's a little nigga. You
know, real
don't like-
Napoleon complex.
Hey, you know who Scrappy Doo is kind of like? Scrappy Doo is basically Kendrick Lamar.
No, don't do this.
What?
Yes,
in
he
the
is.
Don't do
world?
this.
He
That
is.
is so
All
disrespectful.
right, man.
Scrappy Doo is Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think Scrappy's like a hater looking for a fight. Well, no, he's looking for a fight. That's for sure. But he's a
Whoa. Whoa.
This is
White
terrible.
boy.
This is terrible.
Did you just call Kendrick Lamar
A hater
a
looking
hater
for a
looking
fight.
for a fight? White man. I almost was about to call you the barrel without the like. Explain. Kendrick Lamar is a hater looking for a fight.
No, I was more so relating that to Scrappy Doo.
Bullshit.
What are you
You gotta
talking
stand
about?
on it. You gotta stand on it now.
No, stand like
You gotta stand on it.
Lock in.
I said
Obviously-
Scrappy Doo was like Kendrick Lamar, and you said I don't know if he's a hater looking for a fight. Talk your shit.
I don't exactly
White
think.
person.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, like that. It started before Kendrick. That beef started before Kendrick
What beef?
between him and Drake.
Okay.
The J. Cole first person shooter, etc.
Okay. Tell
That's
me. What,
like that doesn't make him looking for a fight. He was standing up for that. Like
okay.
that's not a.
Wait. Is Kendrick Lamar true or not? Would you refer to Kendrick Lamar as a hater looking for a fight? Because that is profound. Because it's a whole bunch of people in Toronto right now that just went, yeah, Crerie, that's right. You gonna get love.
Yeah, fam.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Spot on, Drake, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? So is that how you? That's how you look at Kendrick?
No, that's not how I look.
all right.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Name
Scrappy
five
Doo
Kendrick
ain't
songs.
Because
Scrappy Doo
Scrappy
ain't show
is
up
looking
since
for a
20
fight.
Scrappy Doo ain't show up since 2002. He was all the way in the 80s.
And bring him back.
right? From 79 to 86.
Listen,
Only 7
Wait, wasn't
years.
he the villain of the James Gunn Scooby Doo live action movie?
Was he?
He might have been.
Might have been.
But this is my thing about Scrappy. What I liked about Scrappy is I knew a bunch of Scrappy dudes growing up. Little dudes that'll put something on your ass. Scooby was my guy. But Scooby kind of a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
All those kids
whoa,
wanted
whoa,
to do was
stop.
be nice and solve
Hold on for a
mysteries.
second.
What are
Hold
you
on for a
talking
Wait,
second.
wait. No, wait. What did you just say?
Scooby's a coward,
All
guys.
right, bro. All right, man.
I mean, he is.
Well, there's a
Him
difference.
and Shaggy are afraid of literally everything.
No, there's a difference between being a coward and being a bitch.
This is
Wait,
not.
wait,
There's a
wait,
difference.
nah.
There's a
Wait,
difference.
This is so. This is
There's a
crazy.
difference.
Wait.
This is so
hold on.
disrespectful.
I need people in the back. Is not a defining part of Scooby Doo's character is that
He
scary?
jumps into Shaggy's
Yeah,
arms.
but he's
Like,
not
he
a
a coward.
bitch.
He a coward.
How is that not-
Scooby a coward? And
It's
by the way,
fine.
He a coward.
We love
that's
Scooby.
a part of it. Scooby a
That's
coward.
just.
There's fucking ghosts running around.
What do you-
Yeah, but it's
all
just an
running.
You know
insurance
who not
broker
scared
in
of
a
the ghosts?
costume.
Scrappy. Scrappy not scared of the ghost. Now, y'all don't like Scrappy because Scrappy might be a little bit about that action too much.
My God.
And the CIA told y'all that it was okay to be
CIA.
cowardly, which is why
Jesus
they made
Christ.
Scooby the lead character of the show.
Yeah.
When the actual nigga that's bout it like that, Scrappy Dizzle, okay?
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't know.
Scrappy,
Here's
y'all
the
don't
thing.
like
so
him.
You
disgusting.
it seemed
Scooby
very
snacks.
CIA
This is so
planning 'cause
disgusting, bro.
Shaggy and Scooby want to smoke their weed, live a peaceful ass fucking life, and maybe help the citizens of their fucking city from all them fucking adults running around.
But they don't
If
wanna
they can't
do
be a
that.
little coward. He
But
can't be a
hold
little scared.
on. But they don't want to do that. That's not what's y'all not remembering the shit.
Yeah.
They
Okay?
are in the mystery machine.
They're in the mystery
They're
machine.
providing a service.
And they never want to go out and do mysteries.
Yeah.
They never want to do
No,
it.
no.
Hold on,
They
hold
want
on.
to go
Velma?
go-karting and then something
Fred-
happens
Hold on,
upon
wait.
them.
Can I? Okay, listen.
Huh?
Scooby and Shaggy never
Right.
want to do mysteries. It is Velma, Fred, and Daphne
Yes.
that want to do the mysteries. Scooby and Shaggy are always like, "Can we not do this and go have some fun and go
Smoke
eat
some weed.
and smoke some weed
Eat
and
a
have
Scooby
a
sandwich.
Scooby snack?"
Yeah.
They don't want to do the mysteries.
No.
They don't want to do nothing. They're actually being peer pressured into doing this whole deal.
Right.
And so they're going along with it, and just by accident, like fucking Inspector Gadget, they end up being useful.
Mr. Magoo.
But also, here's the thing: isn't that why they on the team? To me, they not bitch made because I'm like, hey, you could be scared, you could be cowardly, but you always get it done. They always at the end of the episode, I'm like, without y'all, we wouldn't have been shit.
They got a good track record, yes.
Every single episode
Man,
is them.
Velma is the one that's figuring all of this dumbass shit out,
Yeah.
y'all.
Well,
And
Fred
so,
got
what happened when she losing her fucking glasses? Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses?
see
It's
without my
Shaggy and Scooby
glasses.
keeping shit moving.
I'm telling you right now, the fact that Shaggy and Scooby are cowards is undeniable. It's a part of this. It's part of
yeah.
the thing. The cowards, right? The cowards.
Are they
Fine.
bitches?
They're bitches.
No, they
No,
are
they're
not.
not.
They're bitches and they
they are
cowards.
not.
They bitches and they cowards. And
Respect
what
Shaggy
they end
and
up
Scooby.
doing is they end up running away and falling into a positive outcome. But I can tell you who not a bitch and who not a coward. Scooby little cousin.
Yeah.
Now
Nah,
y'all don't like
man.
Scrappy, and that's fine.
No.
I get it how you can be. You know what's? Because I'm gonna be real with you. The little niggas that always want to fight, they always annoying. We never. Hey,
Yeah.
bruh, get from around me. I'm not like we playing basketball. Hey, let's go find a nigga to fuck up. No, they always annoying. So y'all right, he is annoying, but I fuck with him because I fuck with actual niggas.
This is the
who
most
can work the
toxic
man.
It's terrible.
blackmail shit ever.
This is
How?
terrible.
How?
You championing the motherfucker who we got
Who
Velma
not- who
up in
not
here. We got
scary.
Daphne up in here. We got some weed. This motherfucker like, I'm like, shut the fuck up, chill. We
Yeah.
eating. We eat snack. Like, can you calm down, motherfucker?
Nah, that's not what they're doing. I'll tell you something. Another reason why I like Scrappy is because Scrappy embodies the black man to me.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you why.
Whoa.
Because you got all these white kids looking for ghosts, and Scrappy the only one that'll speak up. Like, Scooby is really, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Scooby the white man's nigga, bro.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Jesus
Peacemaker,
Christ.
Charles.
All right, before we go to Alien Earth, let's throw to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're gonna talk about xenomorphs and fucking kid robots having babies.
Right.
All right, we are back with the Midnight Manifest for Alien Earth. We're covering 2 episodes. Cavalier is hellbent on getting the alien specimens back to the island, but Wendy and Hermit are struggling against a full-grown xenomorph. Wendy eventually kills the monster, but both her and her brother sustain major injuries and faint. Simi and Slightly are cornered by the cyborg Moro, who realizes the two are more than typical synthetics or cyborgs. The 2 boys are then saved by Kirsch, but not before Moro plants a communication device on Slightly. Prodigy replaces Hermit's damaged lung with a mechanical one, in the process making him more of an indentured servant to the corporation. Wendy is developing a symbiotic relationship with the aliens, being able to hear their language while also feeling their pain. As the episode progresses, it becomes clear that the hybrids are starting to diverge in their growth. Curly wants to be Boy Cavalier's favorite and hopes to one day match his intelligence. Slightly is manipulated by Moro to get him a specimen, but realizes that he also misses human connection and family. The cyborg threatens his family if he doesn't infect a human on the island with a xenomorph, while Nibs thinks she's pregnant with the child and grows violent when her caretaker tries to convince her that's biologically impossible. By episode's end, Wendy learns how to communicate and react to the alien implanted in her brother's old lung, and Slightly plots to use Hermit in order to save his family from Moreau. That has been your Midnight Manifest for Alien Earth. All right, guys, we are doing a mid-season check-in. I will start with you, Van. Where are you at with the show, especially like halfway through? To me, it is an explosion of ideas and themes. And to me, I'm like, this is not just an alien show. This is like y'all putting the kitchen sink up in this bitch.
Y'all remember Devs? Y'all watch
Oh,
Devs?
yeah.
You watch Devs?
I don't watch this, no.
Train cars.
So I think you should watch. I would be interested to see what you thought about Devs.
Okay.
So Devs is a good show, but Devs was relentless
Yeah.
in what it was doing. Like, it was dense, it was packed full. There was subterfuge at every turn. There was this, there was that. There were
Okay.
there were the normal human dynamics going on, but there were also these huge existential questions that were being asked. I haven't been that in the middle of a show in terms of like the walls around me since Alien Earth. Alien Earth is asking for a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show. It's a good show, but it's asking a shit ton. I almost, before I sit down to watch an episode of Alien Earth, I'm almost like, well, okay.
Yep.
Like, limber up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And maybe that's the type of TV that we need right now. But I could see, I'm having fun with it,
Mhm.
but I could see how somebody would say that this show just isn't very much fun.
I mean, it's not a ton of fun, I would say, but it is interesting. I think the thing that the show does really well is that the stuff we claim for, like the alien stuff, it's a lot of show and not tell, right? So, for example, like all the stuff with the xenomorph and Wendy is just happening, right? She can hear the alien, and at the end, the little chest burster comes out, and she's talking to it. Like we're just seeing that. Whereas like all the big ideas and all the
Mhm.
stuff that like we're like interested in terms of the larger world is the stuff that Boy Cavalier and Kirsch talk about.
Little
And
exposition dumps. they're
all
giving
like
you.
all that stuff is like, oh, okay, like that's like to make the world larger. We know what we're getting with the alien for the most part. There are some new ideas on that front, but just making the world bigger in terms of like the 5 corporations, the 5 seats, hybrids,
It's
synthetics.
the corporations. It's the hybrids. It's synthetics.
It's
It's
so
fucking
much.
Peter Pan. It's what's alive. It's what's dead.
It's not just
It's-
not our xenomorph. It's like, okay, I had to reorient myself where I'm like, okay, yeah, there's the eye alien
Mhm.
with the cat, but then there's the other fucking alien. Like
The
there's
blood
like,
sucking
right.
one, yeah.
no, like, there's just so much happening. And sometimes I'll be honest, I am more interested when it's Timothy Oliphant talking to like
Talking to those kids.
talking
Yeah.
to
But
the
he's
kids.
just not in the show very much.
I know.
Yeah.
When he that part,
He's not. Listen to what I'm saying. It's like for the Timothy Oliphant of things, he's just not in it.
no, this ain't justified.
Super
No.
ton.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, he's not. It's not his show. It's Wendy's show.
Yeah.
But and also I'm in the middle on this because to your point, like I like the show, even though I don't think it's like a fun watch. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is fascinating in terms of just like the hybrids and what does it mean to be adult? What does it mean to be a child? What does it mean to be a human? But then there are some points where I'm like, you got adults acting like kids. This is a little, it's a little much.
Like I kind of love this show because again, a lot of these things are very big swings and it does ask a lot. And sometimes it rides a razor's edge of a suspension of disbelief for me, because especially with the adults talking like kids, it can fuck with you a bit. But I think the ideas and the things that they want to put forward in the show, I really, really respect. Because
Super
it's
interesting.
getting me thinking about not only what Aliens is and like a lore-based examination of like, okay, well, what can this corporation do with a xenomorph and 3 other aliens that'll probably fuse in some way to make some other terrible thing. But it's like, okay, what does corporate oppression mean when the super trillionaire genius is bored by the child consciousness that he just put in 6 kids or 6 robots? But hey, a xenomorph's here. I'm more focused on that. Fuck that. Fuck the kids. I'm worried about wanting to talk to aliens now. What does that mentality mean? And that's the kind of things that the show is interested in talking about, and not in overt ways. He wants to like the race for the favorite is a thing that he wants to like kind of like tweak and play with. That was like a very interesting conversation.
Well, I think
to me.
he's just a sicko. Like that's part of it.
He is, but it's again the ways that like that we hate Joffrey, of like the people that don't smack this idiot or like psycho person that wants to play with all of these ideas about humanity. And like, we know that he's gonna be letting these aliens out and leading all of these people on this base to their destruction. But what does a mentality of like corporate overlords and geniuses that we allow to take over our ways of thinking, what do we let them get away with? That's what the show's really doing. Because like we see in like the 4th episode, we have these two scientists talking about like, he's not doing anything scientific. He's just breaking things, and we have to pick them up. And he's like, no, but that's why he's so ahead.
Let me ask you guys a question. What is the central question that you feel like this show is asking?
When is a robot not a robot?
I think that is actually the problem, because I could not tell you. Like in the beginning, when we were talking about comparing Andor to Alien Earth, I think most people would have this. Like, Andor is about what does it mean to be like an empire and a tyrannical, like,
What does it mean to be free?
What does it mean to be free? Like, it is showing you like
the price of freedom.
The price of freedom and what you have to do to go about getting it. Yes, you said it beautifully. When I think about Alien Earth, there's a couple strands. It's like, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be a robot?
Is that the central question? Is the central question, what does it mean to be
I
human?
think that's what it's going, that's where we're getting at.
But here's the thing. What trips me up is like, perfect example. If they were using Pinocchio as the book, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Pinocchio is about what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be a real boy? They're using Peter Pan as the big metaphor of at least this season. And I'm like, okay, so is the central question, what does it mean to be a child versus what does it mean to be an adult? Because they say, I think, something in the 4th episode where one character goes, being an adult is a constant test, where I'm just like, oh, when I saw that,
Lathan says that.
When I saw that line, I was just like, oh, okay, that's something you're interested in, but they're still interested in the humanity part of it.
Well, I think being an adult is accepting your humanity. Like, so one thing that was always interesting to me about Peter Pan is I always looked at it as a bunch of cursed children. Like that their like eternal childhood is a curse even now. Like, for people whose development is arrested, I always pitied them when I looked at them. There were so many things that are fundamental about life and growth that they weren't going to be able to explain. That's kind of the central thing between Peter and Wendy. Like, Wendy is, going to get older, and Peter is not, and her entire understanding of life is going to change, but it's going to become more precious. It's going to become more delicate. She's going to deepen her understanding of her condition by that. And the Lost Boys don't get that. They get to fight Captain Hook in perpetuity and fly around and all of that stuff. But they're actually in hell, as far as I'm concerned. I used to fuck up classes when I was a kid. Be like, who would want to be a kid forever? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And so I haven't thought about this, but if in fact the show is litigating humanity in different ways, Moro, who's my favorite character on the show,
Moro's awesome,
and like what he wants, and these kids who are cyborgs, and whether or not growing is humanity, what it means to be a human being on Earth with 5 corporations controlling the Earth and sort of dictating what it is. I really can't answer the question.
Well, what I think is interesting with Moro and the kids and the Neverland of it all is like, we learn, I'm just like, okay, so this island that they're trapped on is Neverland. To your point, these are, the hybrids are all kids who are robbed of what it means to taste something. And tasting is now code. Like, it's like all of the kids in their plights. It's like Wendy, that figure, she has a part of her humanity that she's not letting go. Meanwhile, one of the other hybrids is like, I want to have a child. Like, and that's a very like childlike wonder, being like, what does it mean to be pregnant? All of these things. But what I loved about Moro is being a cyborg to him is a curse. Like, he looked like he was in pain when he was like
uploading this shit.
Uploading, and he's like looking at these kids, and when it's starting to dawn on him that they're one thing now, where it's like they're not split between biologically human and robot. They are uploaded consciousness to basically like a fucking android or like robot body. He looks at that as freedom and salvation of just like, fuck.
Okay, interesting. I didn't read it like that at all, actually. I read that as he sees them as something to be controlled and not
Oh.
a thing that he can actually connect with. His humanity is the thing that, like, he calls himself I have the worst parts of a man and just a bigger hard drive and
No,
stuff like that.
What I'm saying is I thought he was looking at them and being like, yo, I could be freed from my humanity. I could be freed from, like, because here's the
No.
thing. When he lands and he's just like, it's 65 years later. Everybody he knows
is dead.
Gone.
is fucking dead. He knows what, like, he was a human before, and it seems like he was a human, and he still technically is
Mhm.
as an adult. And I'm like, oh, he's probably like, fuck this. I kind of want to be. The only thing he has left is hunting these aliens now.
It's actually an interesting thought experiment which way it goes, because in the first episode, he's kind of like emotionless. Like, he's letting everybody else die. His whole one thing is to get the aliens. Like, that's his whole mission. Like,
And that's because
Even-
of his loyalty to the corporation.
right? But is it to become more human or less human? We don't know.
Yeah.
Or does he just feel like he owes
And
them?
But that's the interesting thing, because, like, when he talks to Yutani, the granddaughter of the person that he used to talk to, the idea of, like, her being like, well, you should have read your contract. And it seemed like after that point, this is the only thing that he could think to do, versus, okay, well, what's just kind of stopping him from, like, either ending his life or never working for companies like that again. When like the Uber person at the very, very top says, well, just read your contract. Well, you can come in and you don't have to do anything. And he's like, no, this is all that I have. Why would he choose to accept that?
Is it possible that the show is actually asking questions about competing questions about different forms of freedom and which ones which ones are okay to live with?
And I think that maybe people can find frustration in the show because there aren't really, like, direct either conversations or answers to those questions like, directly in the show. It's just very abstract. Like, you kind of pull those questions and conversations out of what the show gives you. And I kind of love shows like that. Even if they
give me an
don't
example
have,
of another one that you love.
really, like, the idea that Westworld, yes, definitely. Devs is definitely another one. It didn't exactly, like, that was more of, like, you know, rip bong and, like, kind of take a trip. But yeah, something like
you
that.
want to know a
Okay,
show
sure.
where it's like Twin Peaks? This show's not Twin Peaks, but Twin Peaks is another show where it's
Yeah.
like, if you are trying to line out everything that happens in Twin Peaks and take it super, super literally, you're gonna fucking drive yourself crazy. It is
Yeah.
a show about ideas and dreamscapes, and it's just like and I like
You have
I
to let
could
that wash over you.
And I can see Noah Hawley being like, I want to use this show to talk about everything right now that interests me. Like, one of the things that I find, I didn't think about this until we started talking, that I find really fascinating is it makes sense that the hybrids are child consciousness uploaded to these robots, because there's two things like that I am now recalling. These kids are learning about ethics in real time, where it's like
Yeah.
Morrow and Hermit are these two separate, like, a guy who literally just got a chunk taken out of him and a robot put in him, and a cyborg being like teaching these kids, but also it is Boy Cavalier being like, the reason we picked y'all to do this, what a prodigy is that children are not hampered by society yet. They are not, they do
Your
not have
endless
They can-
imagination.
they have
is what
the
he said.
endless imagination,
They
and
can
they're-
be molded.
they can, yes.
Yeah.
And right now, what I think is interesting is, like, you have Boy Cavalier, you have Hermit, you have Morrow, you have Kirsch, you have all of these adults realizing essentially we have fucking nuclear weapons walking around with the minds of children. If we don't shape them, what happens to humanity?
Which is why, like, the nibs and sightly stuff this episode, like
Which episode?
sorry, in episode 4
Okay.
was, like, uncomfortable, but, like, I understood it, right? For, like, the nibs, for her to be like, I'm pregnant, and for Dame Sylvia to be like,
Well, no, you're not.
No, you're not. And they're sitting in that room, and every time Dame Sylvia is like, no, Nibs gets a little more excited, a little bit more energetic, a little bit more angry, until eventually she jumps on Dame Sylvia.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my car like, oh, she might do it. And then the Sightly and Morrow conversation, maybe weird because
That's some really great shit.
It was.
It's
I mean,
really good.
Yeah.
it looked terrible. I don't know
It
what
did look terrible.
I don't know what the CGI looked like, but the writing and the acting was spot on because he's doing the like, oh, sing, and he, it's like, all right, silly. But then we come back later, and like, yeah, obviously he's gonna use like his name to find his family to make him do what he's got to do. But ultimately, it was just like, oh snap, these kids don't know anything that's going on, and they have adults and people who know something trying to use them in ways that they have no idea, and it's spooky.
I even liked where I'm just like, oh, this is heavy handed. But even when Hermit, they were just like, yo, tell us about like the 5 fucking corporations, and Hermit is like, he's telling them of a history that even he doesn't remember, being like, yo, governments didn't work, so these companies banded together to replace it all. And I was just like, oh, that's a big idea. That is like and that is the thing that I'm wondering, where I don't know if the alien stuff to me is working as well as
Well, it's not
everything.
working because it's not being tried.
Well, I mean,
It's hold on. The alien. What I'm saying is, it's not. They're not. I really feel like the heavy alien stuff, where the alien stuff actually fits into this show, we have yet to figure. Well, not yet to figure out. We have yet to find out. There's all kinds of little things that they're dropping in, foreshadowing. The fact that all of them have battery reactors inside of them that could detonate whole cities. I imagine that to be some sort of drama coming through. The fact that she can talk to the xenomorph. The fact that the
Xenomorphs picked her.
The xenomorphs picked her. The eye alien, is she their queen? The eye alien exists, and it is so hyper intelligent it can take over any life. What does that mean?
Right.
Like there's so many things that they have left to pay off that I think the alien, the xenomorph itself, will be more involved in. But it's interesting in the approach to the xenomorph in the show. The xenomorph is a perfect killing machine in everything else. And maybe we've already talked about this. And that is kind of the kinetic energy that lays the foundation for every other alien movie that you watch. It's the fact that this thing can and will kill you. Now, we kind of, in Prometheus and Romulus, kind of started playing a little bit more with the lore of that, right? But now, the fact that the xenomorph is a perfect killer and a scary thing doesn't even fucking matter.
Well, because we know that, though.
I know.
That's the thing, though. We like all this other stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
All this other stuff
we know that their lab's going up in flames.
Well,
and that aliens
we
are...
know the alien, so they can.
Well, it's almost like making a movie about Clark Kent.
I don't know.
I kind of
agree.
agree. I agree.
Which, by the way, could be super fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like could be super fucking amazing, but it's the thing not doing the thing that the thing is known for.
But it's gonna do it though.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Again,
by the way, I'm not saying
y'all don't think it's two things are real crazy. First, the fact that my man Hermit is walking around like fucking Prime Wolverine.
He can't touch me.
Yeah, no, that plot armor is pretty impervious.
Wendy, I like as a character. I thought it was a little bit of a cop-out where I'm just like, hey, yo, we know what the xenomorph is. And she cut this motherfucker's head off by herself. Like, it does take me a while to be like, the xenomorph is supposed to be Jaws. It's supposed to be unstoppable. When it's no longer unstoppable, I'm like, you have to introduce something that is just as scary. And to me, they haven't done that.
Well, but
yet.
that's I have no doubt that they're going to do something crazy on that front. But it has a lot more on its mind than just giving us.
Does it have to do that for the show to work? Does it have to have a scary alien, only Ripley can save us type shit for the show to work? I don't think that the show even wants to be that.
I don't even think the show wants to be that. But my question then would be, why call it Alien Earth? If you're like when you go into an Alien movie, same thing with the Jurassic Park movie, there are certain conventions and tropes you're waiting for. And like, I think it's a far more interesting show if you buck against that. But when we get to the alien shit, and it's kind of feeling like, this doesn't feel grounded in anything. It just kind of seems like accoutrement.
Yeah, well, the slight pushback there, only because this is Noah Hawley that we're talking about, and he's on Fargo, Legion, this. I don't think that we can. I don't think anybody here can say that Legion did the typical things that an X-Men movie did.
But it also became unintelligible after a while.
Right. But
So I mean,
again,
and no shout out to Noah Hawley if you're listening. I loved Legion, and
he's
gave
just way
it-
smarter than us. Like when it
Oh,
comes
That
to
don't
that.
mean that.
What?
I don't put too much on
Like
that.
that,
hold on,
like
hold
that.
on,
Don't
yeah.
hold on, man. I hate when people that
Don't do
don't
that.
mean that.
All right.
I'm not saying that he's not smarter. I've never had a conversation with him before, or any of these people to know whether or not they're smarter or not. I know he is one of the most creative people I've ever seen or read anything, whatever. I know that's the truth. But making a story, I would argue that taking a story about a teacher who has cancer and then starts selling drugs to pay for his cancer treatments, and then blowing that out into entire criticism of the morality of civilized society
Yeah.
and ethics and the ethics surrounding genius that is completely accessible to people is a smarter and harder thing to do than to make a story that's so abstracted that you don't fucking get it.
Right.
So I don't know. Legion was great, and then it got to a point to where it was like, man,
Right.
there are other shows like Doom Patrol. It got to a point to where it was just like, man, come on, man.
And what I meant to mean
Like,
was by that was that like Noah Hawley's gotten this knack for like using IP and these bigger, like more accessible properties to get grander ideas off
Fair enough.
that are not exactly accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that he tells stories.
He's got big ideas, but ultimately, I think it always comes back to the alien, and we're gonna get the alien.
right.
It's just a lot of. I don't think it's fair to say like table setting, but it's a lot of you got to get like through the muck on that stuff first.
No, we're 4 episodes in. This is our world.
Yeah. And
This
I,
is the show.
What can I ask this though? Do you think that this is also Noah Hawley's way where I'm like, oh, what you're trying to do, you're front loading this because he's building a machine where I'm
Yeah.
like, I can see this being 3, 4, 5 seasons of TV if it's successful enough. Where I'm like, oh, we're not even getting Utani yet. There's 5 other corporations. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like there's like certain elements where I'm like, oh, you are trying to like flesh out something that to me has never really been done in the alien world, where it seems like every alien movie is like you are in a spaceship, you are in a far-flung, like we're not spending that much time in the nitty-gritty of like what's going on fucking Earth, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just a different type of series.
Yeah,
Which,
But I like it.
which, by the way, makes for the one thing that I personally think is great TV. When I sit down and watch Alien Earth, I am in the world.
Yes.
Locked in.
I am held down, like pushed down by the plot, completely submitted to the plot. There are other shows that I watch, and the show is a companion.
hmm
The show is me and the show are hanging out together.
The show's just on.
This is not a show that's a companion to you. This is a show that either you submit to what's happening, get involved, or you can't be a part of the fun. And it is well acted, well written, all of that. But for people that go, it's just too much happening, like I can't get into it, I kind of understand where they would be coming from.
But also to your point, the reason I like this show is I'm like, it's so rare, I think, especially in the IP space, where it's like, think about our conversation. We're not talking about what Easter eggs or what callbacks.
Yeah,
or
we're
how-
talking
we
about
barely
the
talked about the
thing.
alien.
Yeah, but we're talking about
Yeah.
what are the themes? What are they actually
Yep.
trying to say? And
Fair-
I'm like,
great point.
oh, like I would rather watch a show like that and be a little bit like, I don't know about this versus, hey, shit not happening.
Yeah, so Noah's
Yeah.
somewhere going, I wrote the thing that y'all can't stop thinking about and asking questions about, and that's what makes great art, and he's right. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this. He's right. So where are we going? Like, we're 4 episodes in. It's mid-season
Can
check-in.
I pitch you guys on something that I'm very,
We
very
want to hear
afraid
it.
of
That's what we
happening?
want to hear.
Okay.
Very, very afraid of happening. I'm like, damn. Please don't tell me they're gonna upload these motherfuckers' consciousness into a xenomorph.
No, actually, I think the opposite. I think that we're just going to have a straight up conversation with the xenomorph.
Well, I think the eye
Yeah.
thing gets into the xenomorph.
Yeah.
The I think
I think
yes.
gets in a boy Cavalier.
that's what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
that's
I
gross.
think it'll go. I hope it kills boy. I hate Boy Cavalier. But I think
He's a dickhead.
I think the eye thing gets into a xenomorph. I really do. And then the xenomorph gets to have what it's never had in any other alien project. it gets to have its say,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which would be fucking phenomenal.
It'd be crazy.
It gets to have its say.
Well, it would be
Would- okay.
phenomenal if they land the plane. Because if they let a xenomorph like talk or we can communicate and that shit's whack, I'm gonna be like,
Okay, he lights
So-
up a cigarette. It sounds like Keith David, and it tells you about
you living
the
on the edge
engineers.
today.
What?
Why I gotta sound like a nigga? So you
Well,
saying
Keith David's
you
awesome,
saying-
first of all.
you
He's
saying just
Spawn.
because all it wants to do is kill?
No.
damn,
They just gotta,
Sly.
that's crazy. You saying
Okay.
that the xenomorph is King Von?
All right.
That's nuts, bruh. Why you gotta why
That's
couldn't
crazy.
it
Young
sound
boy
like
take, but all right.
yeah, oh
Young-
young boy. Oh
whoa.
Yeah.
xenomorph.
Wow.
Young boy would make a whole
Wow.
young boy.
NBA
Young Boy-
is the xenomorph.
That would be funny. That would be a funny young boy mixtape. The xenomorph. That would be funny. The xenomorph for the streets. And then like it could be young boy around the niggas is running from young boy, you know, in the hood, nobody can hear you scream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
that's
is this like
but
that
that's
tape-
funny.
is this
that's
like-
the type of shit that y'all niggas should be doing, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
That's the type of shit, bro. Push the
It's
shit.
like remember
No,
when you
man.
wanted Batman in a drill rap video?
I did.
Is it like the xenomorph making another mixtape?
My thing with
For the-
Batman and the drill rap is that, first of all, somebody should do this, but I want it to be for real. I want it to be done by a Batman director.
Right.
Like,
Matt
I-
Reeves
Matt
brings in
Reeves.
Pattinson.
Like, I want to see Pattinson seeing some kids shooting a drill rap video with all the guns and stuff down there, and then he gets down there and he sees them. He thinks he's stopping crime, but really they're just shooting the video. And then he looks at them and then he gives them a message about what they're doing. And then they look at Batman and they just throw their guns to the side. You know, like
Nah,
some
I
shit
need
like
my
that.
Jackson
meme
He
from
would have
Guns
to.
Down.
It would have to be like, hey, y'all, like, you know, guns aren't really cool. It's like, oh, so our fault, Batman. Listen, we'll throw the guns away. We'll do the guns, but you got to join us in this video.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I need
And
Zack.
he like-
I'm the opposite. I need Zack Snyder directing it. I need Ben Affleck back. That
Oh, you gonna
motherfucker
kill
put-
them
That
kids?
motherfucker, no,
Boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
Batman hops in the video. He brings his own blickies. He's just like,
So Batman in the blicky with the kids. But see, you know what? I would like to see the kids influenced by Batman.
Yeah, learn and listen.
So
Mhm.
rather than be, you know, they not drilling no more, they batting.
Right. So
They
they have
not on the-
batarangs and
they
stuff.
ghost riding the Batmobile.
Because when you think about it, I'm gonna be real with you. When you think about it, all Batman's doing is going on different drills against criminals.
Right,
Right.
right.
That's facts.
That's
So, like, all Batman is doing, Batman is a criminal going on drills
he's a
against
vigilante.
criminals. He's going out there. Batman's getting in the thing. He's
Mhm.
putting on fucking
The radio.
yeah. He's going on drills against different
The
criminals.
reason I
beating
hate
them
this
up.
idea, I hate when rappers do the song for the kid. I know I can be what I want to be. I don't want to see.
You don't
Batman
like that
doing
record? You don't like that record?
Clearly not.
I'm
don't
not.
want-
No
wait,
way.
I wanted so much about the Midnight Boys. So Nas. So hold on for a second.
When Nas made that song?
So you mean to tell me right now that Nas made a whole song telling the youth that they could be great, and Charles, you were somewhere like,
We don't
"Nigga,
get
fuck this shit.
You
What
could
I
be a
was saying
doctor. You could be.
is it set a bad precedent because you know a nigga's about to be locked up now because they dropped one of them records. Like Lil Durk had that one with J.
Yeah.
Cole where I'm like, oh, the feds.
That's different. Nas ain't
That's-
never been in no trouble. But like,
No, but here's the thing. Other rappers use that blueprint to be like, all right, I gotta get back to the youth. Like,
boy, these rappers fucked up. They damned if they do and they damned if they don't. they make
Once you
a
start
song
giving
about
back to
helping
the
out, and Charles is like, nah, man.
nah,
get
I
to
don't want
the
to hear
killer.
that shit.
Yeah, I
Get
want
to the
I don't hear
drug
that
rap.
pop.
Where the
Like,
coke-
I'll
where the
be
coke
like-
raps at?
Like Clips, one of my favorite rap groups. I'm not trying to listen to Malice better his life and go to the
Oh,
church.
when he was no
What?
balance.
Yeah,
When he was no balance and what-
man.
But if you listen to Malice,
He's
Malice
one of the
all-
dopest rappers ever.
he always had that in his rhymes. He was like, before him, I'm too ashamed to show my face. Like Malice was always
Yeah, but
like
you
that.
need Pusha T
Boy.
coming through to be like, never trust a whole shot. Like,
Bro, I'll be honest with you. We went to the clip show this past Saturday. Pusha T's raps are special, bro. Like Pusha T say shit that like it is.
Yellow diamonds look like pee-pee.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's one
yeah.
thing, but it's like the old shit, like gun in the same palm. My niece was 4 when she felt chinchilla. I'm like, oh my god. And by the way, you know what else about Pusha T that I'll say? Pusha T is my favorite rapper that makes me feel bad about myself.
Really?
Oh,
Like Pusha T will say something like, I'm in this Givenchy while your fuck ass nigga in line at the DMV. I'll be listening to that while I'm in line
At the
DMV,
getting your license
thinking
fixed.
to myself, Pusha T, how the fuck am I supposed to get my registration renewed if I can't come to the DMV? How can I not come to the DMV, Pusha T? What am I supposed to do?
Now that's like that line, the only Audi driven around here is by my au pair. I'm
Yeah,
like,
my au
damn,
pair.
nigga.
By my au pair.
Oh,
An Audi is an aspirational vehicle. An Audi
Can't
is
win
an-
ever.
Can't win.
Bruh,
Can't win.
I love
Audi.
the clips. I love them. Some of my favorite rap of all time. But sometimes I also gotta tell the youth, man, an Audi is a good car. It's
mean
okay to go to the
You mean the
DMV.
coke rap not for the kids?
Nah, it is. Because
Oh.
it's I tell you, I still like it because it's still aspirational. Like,
Oh.
it's like all you $5,000 a nigga walk through niggas don't talk to me, but I'm like, no, I get 12.
So if you got over that, then
you know
you're
what I'm saying? Like, I get 12. I don't, not that gives me something to shoot for, but it was just funny.
that's why at a certain point I had to stop listening to Drake because he always has a bar about some like hotel that he's like only peasants stay there. I'm like,
I do not say it's Intercontinental. But at the same time, Drake shoots you bail though. Because if you listen to Marvin's Room one time, then you know Drake's just a guy with feelings. trying to figure it out, you know? Marvin's Room comes on, is the girl actually, Marvin's Room is so funny to me because the girl says that same thing that all girls say when you call them when you're drunk. Are you drunk right now?
yeah.
Yeah, like, are you drunk?
Very
right now?
relatable.
So Drake gives the vulnerability, but yeah, that he also comes back and says you can't stay at the Intercontinental, which the Intercontinental downtown Los Angeles, very nice hotel, great view.
Intercontinental San Diego.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
It was great. Like, I will say this though. I would not stay at the Intercontinental.
All right.
all right.
If the company is paying,
Richest man.
Oh,
This
right,
the richest
right,
man
right.
at the
if
ringer.
the company is paying, I would. All right, I don't know how we got on that.
As per usual.
Alien Earth.
It's a good show.
We have how many episodes left?
4 more left.
4 more episodes left. We will revisit after, or will we revisit every 2
I
episodes?
think if we hit the finale, that'll be a.
I mean,
Full
depends.
picture.
Like, I don't know if you guys saw the preview for next week, but
I'm locked in.
looks kinda crazy.
I'm locked in as well.
I'm locked in. So if something popping happens, I might be like, hey, guys. We got it.
Also, we're gonna give you guys Mantle Awards coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
We keep teasing Mantle
Yes.
Awards, but we need to
Finally
give you
doing
guys Mantle Awards.
Are we
We're-
gonna do movie characters? We're gonna start with the movie characters and then go forward.
first movie characters
Okay.
from Mantle Wars,
All
Um,
superheroes, DC and Marvel.
DC and Marvel? But what other mantles are there?
We got James Bond.
James Bond's a
James
mantle.
Bond,
Mantle.
Mantle Wars.
Um,
There's like comic Mantle Wars with like characters like Flash and Green
Mhm.
Lantern,
so
Robin.
Let's
even.
pick the categories right now on the fly.
So if we're doing movies, we gotta do Batman,
We gotta do Superman,
Batman,
Superman.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
Do we do Joker?
Joker's good.
Joker
Sure.
is
Paul
good.
Jones,
Yeah.
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Joker,
Need one more probably.
James Bond,
James Bond. Perfect.
Batman,
okay.
Superman, Spider-Man, Joker, James Bond
Great.
for
I like
Mantle
that.
Wars.
Yeah.
Now, these are all men. Should we do a female Mantle Wars as well? What are the lady
Wait,
characters?
we could.
I guess
could you
she's Wonder
sneak
Woman.
No.
You only
We
got
haven't had
really
that.
two
It's not
Wonder
that deep
Women.
of a.
Like,
Yeah.
like you got Linda
I thought
Carter.
the rule was 3.
The rule is
three.
At least 3.
At least
Linda
3
Carter
trails.
and
That
Gal
shows you
Gadot.
how
Gal
in the
Gadot.
dirt all this nerd IP is, because I can't even think of a woman woman
Laura
character.
Croft.
So you have 2.
Oh, you got two.
You
Laura
got
Crofts.
2.
You got 2 Laura Crofts.
That other Laura Croft movie, not that bad.
What's her face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
didn't
Walton
see it
Goggins
either.
is in it.
Alicia Vikander?
Yeah,
Alicia Vikander, yes.
Who else? What else you got? You got more. You gotta have more ladies that have played multiple. They don't. Damn.
That's tough. Wow.
Damn.
That's a rough fucking look.
That's
Wait,
that's
Oh,
Catwoman?
Catwoman.
Let's
There
do
you go.
Catwoman. Because you got
Because what? Michelle Pfeiffer, Holly
You
Berry.
could technically do Invisible.
4.
You could
You
do
got 4.
You can do Invisible Woman.
Eartha Kitt and
Oh, you got
Oh,
5.
oh, yeah, we
Shout
got
out to Eartha
Catwoman.
Kitt. We got
Catwoman's in the bag.
Catwoman is in
Catwoman.
there. So we'll take out Bond.
Sure.
We'll just start.
Give
We'll
it
say with
Catwoman.
superheroes.
Okay.
We'll take out Bond. We'll put in Catwoman.
and wait, are there any more? There has to be like female villains that have been played multiple times, right?
You got Invisible Woman, technically. With,
You got.
But-
we could do Visible Woman. What you got? 3 of those.
you got 3 of
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of villains.
This
don't
is-
I
know.
mean, at this point, Mary Jane?
You could do Mary Jane Mantle Wars.
Wait, have there been 3? No, there
No.
haven't.
But
No.
Shailene Woodley wasn't in the second Spider-Man
was
movie.
not.
She was cut.
Oh yeah,
She was cut from that
Wasn't there
one.
one scene when she was in it? At the
I
end-
remember
at the
her
end-
being
that-
like in
Let me
one
tell you something
scene,
about
bro.
that fucking movie, bro. I think she was in one scene, and I think Gwen had just died.
Mhm.
That going with Gwen Stacy was very stupid in that movie too.
I don't think
The-
so.
I
So,
liked
okay.
it.
You couldn't do Mary Jane
Also,
again.
Lois Lane.
Oh,
Oh, Lois
Lois
Lane,
Lane.
bro.
Lois
right,
Lane.
Hey,
right.
everybody that was just screaming at their motherfucking phone. Charles came up with it, so just get off of it.
All right, there we go. We got it.
So like
delete
Charles
your
came up with,
comments.
like,
delete the.
Charles.
We got
So
there.
Charles came up with because everybody's going Lois Lane, Lois Lane. I was screaming at my phone, Lois. Well, you ain't got to scream no more. First of all, don't do that at Starbucks. People gonna look at you crazy. Charles just did it. So Mantle Wars is
Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Catwoman, Lois Lane,
That's it. This is
Spider-Man.
what
Did I say
you
Spider-Man?
said Spider-Man.
You did.
So we're taking the Joker
Oh,
off.
wait. We could also technically,
Should we do? Okay, so look,
we could also do Hulk.
This is
Hulk
DC.
has a lot.
okay,
We got
we
a
gotta
DC
cut.
edition.
Guys, we gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can pop for 4 hours.
So we
you know
could.
what I
So
mean?
we also should do Mantle Wars villains
Mm,
Okay.
at another time.
sure.
So let's
Okay.
take the Joker out of it right now.
There you
Right.
go.
Take the
'Cause we'll
Joker
do-
out.
Because we'll do Mantle Wars villains, Mantle Wars 2
Uh-huh.
villains, or because then you got Lex Luthor that you got to put in there.
Right.
You got the Joker you got to put in there. I'm trying to think of other villains. Do we have enough villains to do Mantle Wars?
I think we should just do the most popular heroes.
That's fine.
Like,
Right.
just do Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Lois Lane, Catwoman. I think is a good start.
Mhm.
Okay, well, Catwoman is a hero and a villain, so yeah, that works.
She on it. She on it.
Yeah, she does her thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so and there's a lot of Catwomen.
It's a lot of
A
Catwoman.
lot of Catwoman.
A lot of Catwomen.
There's
We got
more
5.
Catwomen than
They need think.
We got 5. We
most-
got Hathaway, Zendaya.
Oh, right.
Zendaya.
not
Zoe.
Zendaya,
That's insane. That's insane.
Tell me of your homeworld,
Oh
Batman.
my gosh.
Hey,
Wow.
But here's the thing: that never happens to the light skinned woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They all.
hey. So
Whoa.
they've been 2. They've been. Okay, no. So 2 black women to play Catwoman and
3.
3.
3.
Three.
But I'm saying there's been 2 black women biracials to play Catwoman. They're trying to tell us something.
Put 3 lights.
What do you mean?
What does that mean?
They're trying to tell us something about
What
how
are
they
they,
like
what are
their
they trying to tell
Catwomen.
us, man?
Well, whatever it is, you guys want
I
my.
mean,
if
also-
you guys want my thoughts on
Yo,
biracials.
shout out my girl Zoe Kravitz. She going crazy out there.
Yeah, she's going nuts.
Yo.
So Zoe,
Wow.
so Zoe Hathaway,
She might be the greatest
Pfeiffer,
merchant we've
Eartha
ever
Kitt,
seen.
And then I'm missing one. It's 5, right? Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Oh, right, yeah.
5 Catwomen. We got to rank them.
I might have to spin
I have
the,
to- Zoe
the
Kravitz.
Holly
Cat-
Berry
Joe Pfeiffer.
Catwoman movie.
No, it's okay. I don't think we need to do that.
Honestly?
Oh,
Not
Julie-
a good movie.
Oh, wait, Julie Newmar.
Entertaining movie.
Julie Newmar. I guess we'll count her. Yeah, because she came on after Eartha Kitt left.
Yeah.
And are we doing?
She's
for-
actually the Catwoman from that era.
Are
that-
we?
that
We're not
people
doing
probably
60s
remember.
TV though. We're only doing movies.
Well, because I was gonna ask.
Okay,
I
well
do
then,
think for
Eartha
Batman,
Kitt is
like
out then.
Adam West got to be in there. Like
Yeah.
Superman, I think some TV and
George
like,
Reeve.
yeah, like I think for like Batman, we should include like
So
TV.
you did that just so we could put Dean Cain on the list. Ice. You want to put Ice on the list?
well, we can make him last.
How
How about this? How about him doing that?
He wouldn't be last though if you're keeping it real. He wouldn't be last.
Don't spoil Mantle.
He wouldn't be last.
Is it because he passed that
It's a
obstacle
bunch
course?
of people that we don't like that is gonna like. For example, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Anne Hathaway would be way high on Catwoman for me. I think she was
Absolutely.
great. I think she was great.
She was great.
She was actually pretty.
She
good.
was
Is
great.
she number
was
one
great.
though?
She's not number one.
She's not number
She's
one.
not number
She's
one.
not number one.
She's
She's
not
not
number
number
one.
one.
She's not number one.
There's only one number one, but we'll get to
We'll
that.
talk to it. Yeah.
Okay, Mantle Wars. Mantle Wars is
I
coming.
mean, if we were
Hey,
ranking
remember
Catwomen by hotness, then that would be a different thing. But we're not gonna get that toxic.
you guys remember the Santa caps are coming?
The
Santa,
what?
Santa packs are coming. Coca-Cola commercial jingle. Remember that?
What?
No.
You guys remember the Santa packs?
No.
Santa what?
Santa packs are coming. Santa packs are coming. We could do that. We should sing that, but we should sing it with Mantle Wars. Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming.
Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming. Mantle Wars is coming.
With that, we gotta wrap.
We gotta go. So
We gave y'all a lot of podcasts.
All right. That is a wrap. The Rigorous feed. Tuesday, the Midnight Boys, the fucking Mid Boys covered K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yep.
The most fucking
Biggest movie, the most
Yeah,
watched movie
of
on
all time,
Netflix history.
Ever.
Have you tapped in yet?
Ever.
People, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. You'll love it.
I was like, the first 5 or 10 minutes, I was like, fuck this movie.
So is this an anime?
no.
No,
No.
Wait, this is not an anime?
it's
No, it's
animated, but it's
animated.
Not
It's animated.
Sony Studios did it.
It's like, no, this is closer to me to like a Spider-Verse or like,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
or
I
it
see.
did like, it's not an
Mhm.
anime.
And you love Spider-Verse.
I love Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is good. Second one wasn't as good as the first one.
Oh,
right?
we're not
I
doing
agree.
this. We're not
I
doing this.
agree.
We're not doing this. We're not doing
It's
this.
facts. House of R dropped their Alien Earth deep dive. House of R will also bring you their Stranger Things season 2 revisit.
Mhm.
Stranger Things is coming pretty soon. And on Friday, Butt Mash talks about Twisted Metal. Oh my lordy Jesus. Twisted Metal, Anthony
Shout
Apparently
out,
it's a good
shout out
show.
Anthony Mackie. and
Anthony
Twisted Metal.
Mackie. Anthony Mackie out here living.
All right.
Hey, I was
All
keeping it
producers
real.
are-
Bring it up.
He's having a fun time. Like, you know.
Good for him.
Yeah,
What's
good
wrong
for
with
him.
that?
Our producers are Aleya, Zenieris, Olivia, Crerie. Jomi Adeniran on socials. # correct racks. Oh, yeah.
My racks are right.
Call back.
Your
My
racks
racks
are
are
right.
right. My
And
racks
additional
are
production
right.
from Arjuna Ramgopowell. Chuck takes out.
Mantle Wars is coming. You know what it do. Shout out to all the cousins in love. And fuck Scrappy Doo.